everybody. Listen, me and my family, hey, say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So we are on our way to church. No, not the Collide Church. We're on our way to New Mount Zion Baptist Church, where I serve as a musician and organist. But I wanted to share a couple of things that were on my heart. For the Collide Church, anyone watching, you can see this at any time. Share it. I know everyone's with their families right now, opening gifts, and we know Jesus is the reason for the season. But when it comes to gifts, here's my thought for the day. Again, I want to share with you. Go about your day. Gifts in Matthew chapter 5, Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, Sermon on the Plain in Luke, the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew. And it's interesting because he speaks and he goes on for a while. Jesus has a lot to say on this mountain, and he kind of caps it in chapter 7 when he says, whoever takes heed of my words and does what I said, they're like the wise man who built his house on rock. And when the rains and the winds came, it didn't fall away. But whoever doesn't heed my words and do what I say, they're like a foolish man who built his house on sand. And when the rains and the winds came, the house was destroyed and blew away. So we say on Christ is our firm foundation. That's our new series for the new year, Firm Foundation, getting your year started and set right so that everything and everywhere that God wants to give you and where he wants to take you, we can have the right setting to receive it. But having said that, going back to chapter 5, and there's my quick point. Um, he said in the context of worship, he says, hey, and if you are at the altar getting ready to present your gift, Merry Christmas, giving gifts, if you're at the altar getting ready to give a gift, and there at the altar you remember that you have offended someone, there you remember that someone feels some kind of way towards you, he says, leave that gift and go work it out with that person. That gift is our charity, our alms, our worship. He was like, leave the gift there and go work it out. But God, we're supposed to worship you and honor you and glorify you. Yes, but he says that worship and that gift can wait. What's more important to God is relationships, harmony, to work things out. Go be reconciled, work things out. Then when you've done that, or you've done all you can, at least on your part, to make that happen, then come back. And that's how worship is done. That's how worship resumes. That is the context of worship. Relationship matters more to God than our songs, than our praise. Our songs and our praise is relationship with him and with each other. So saying on that, as you open your Christmas gifts today and sharing the holiday love, that person who you know is feeling some kind of way toward you, that person that you know you've offended. Don't act like you didn't do it. You knew exactly what happened. You saw their face when you said it. You saw the disposition change when you did what you did. Now it's not the time for pride, because pride doesn't guarantee us a tomorrow. So you could waste precious time and opportunity that we have right now on pride and be gone tomorrow. We are not promised tomorrow. So put your pride aside. Call that person. That's what I really feel. Call that person. Give it a try. What if they don't answer? Well, they need to call me. Put your pride aside. Call that person. Call that loved one. Mend the relationship. Don't end this day and start 2023 with bitterness, but do all you can to make it right. Because in right relationship, an amicable love relationship with one another, is Christ glorified, and then we can give gifts. So as you're gift giving, think about that loved one. And I urge you, Collide Church, anyone watching, I urge you, call them. Make it right. Today is the day. If you really want to celebrate the coming of Christ, celebrate it in a way that would make him most happy and pleased. And that, I believe, is by making things right. So give gifts, share time with your family, We will see you next week at 2:30 p.m., January 1st, 2023. Lord willing, firm foundation. Starting this year right. We're building on Christ, the solid rock. And the song said, all of the ground is sinking sand. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. You all have a wonderful Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll be talking to you real soon. Share this video. Share the encouragement. Share the love. God bless you and take care. Bye.